Hello, wonderful people. I'm Irene Oro, the talker, and I am back with another review segment. I want to apologize for how long it took me to do this video. I've actually done it before, but I didn't like it the way it turned out. I was too chilled in it, so I decided to shoot a new one. So finding time again was the problem. So now let's go into it. We're going to review the movie Gangs of Lagos, the reigning movie. Is this still the reigning movie of the season? I guess you can still call it that because, well, it's taking me time to do. Now, number one thing I wanted to talk about was that I did a review or a comment on someone else's review, a foreigner, who was actually very, should I say, too critical without understanding the culture and the nuances the movie was displaying. So I wrote a very long comment for her, and anyone that goes there should be able to see something from the Nigerian perspective. Now, into the movie. The movie had a lot of people that I love. We had an Olarotimi, I think it's from Riona. We had a Banky's wife, that is Adesuwa, Etomi-Wellington. We had Bimbo Ademoye. We had Chike, my lover. And we had Tobi Bakre and then Debo Macaroni in a very short scene. We had Black Kamoru, Pasuma, Zlatan, people from the indigenous Yoruba movie scene, Yinka, Quadri, and they all acted well. I should not lie. Everybody in that movie acted well. Maybe except for Yhemolee, but I think it was because he did not really have a lot to do. It was more of an extra. Except for him being Gifty's boyfriend, it seems they didn't really have much of a role in the movie. Like, it could not have been in the movie and the movie would have still progressed well, really. So except for him, yeah, everyone acted well, killed their roles, and this guy, Malik of Korodu Boys, did wonderfully well. Like, when I saw him in Anikulapo and his brother, they didn't really act it well there, but this one, they did it very, very well. Like, yeah, that's the Malik I know. And considering that the movie was shot a while back, you could understand. I don't know what happened, Sha. So we also had a girl that played Gifty as a young girl. My friend said she's from the movie, Yoruba movie scene, and wow, her mouth is sharp. I like that she acted it well. The only child actor that I felt like they all acted well, but I just felt like his acting some a little scene was a little bit below the others. Not that it was bad. So that was Ife's younger character. I think the part on when they were talking about singing or something, but they all actually killed their roles. And that Kazim, that's I think Olarotimi or something. I'm like, guy, waiting. You could feel the evil in him. Kilo shell. They all killed their roles, you know, like. So moving on, I've said a lot on that aspect. The other part I did not like in the movie was that they didn't tell us a bit more about Gifty. We know there were three. We talked about Balola. We talked about Ife, but Gifty, is Gifty Ife's sister, or they're just friends? Their adopted sister. So if she's Gifty's sister, we can excuse them for not developing her so much. But if she's maybe an adopted sister to them, didn't tell us much about her. Is she an orphan? Or maybe I missed it. Did her parents? What happened with them? Did they leave her? What? No. And then in my other review, I talked about how we didn't know if Yhemolee was actually a boyfriend. We could guess, but I really did not see much of his usefulness in that role. Like, they tried to show that everybody paired up well and was trying to do well and all that. But the problem was that, like I said, it could have been cut out. There wasn't really much depth to it. Even if his baby mama still had a little bit more depth to her, you understand? Now, so that's just the aspect I wish they could have developed Gifty's side more for us to know more about her and what actually her motivation, aside from what they showed, just a little bit more. Okay, that's too long. Now, the storyline, I said, I'm trying to remember everything I said in my old voice, but do it so fast. So I said from the very first scene, it was a banger. It's already set the scene where those people came in. They showed us the areas. They went to assassinate a man in his house in the presence of his young baby and wife, you know, it came in and he said the scene like, yeah, you're in for a ride, this is gonna be epic, that sort of thing. And they delivered on that epicness from the beginning to the very end. It was wonderful. So the story was about the gangs of Lagos, Ikorodu and other, but mostly focused on Isaleko, which is like the headquarters, and how the Afobajes, the people that actually put in the kings, for those that don't understand Yoruba, but in this case, on the underground, or how the underground world actually controls and affects our real politics, how you have to get these gangs to do some things to make sure that the people you want in power actually come into power and stuff like that. So it talks about how Obalola, the future king, as his name means, grew up in the slum, trying to make ends meet, and what he became at the end of the day. We talked about their trials and all that. And it gave us the laughs when we needed to laugh, gave us the emotions when we needed to cry. We shed tears and all that. It was a roller coaster. Like, as you're crying, when they're bringing the scenes for you to laugh, you're laughing. And it wasn't a comedy of your face comedy, everybody's just trying to make you laugh. It was a more of situational, the way maybe someone said something, their facial tics and everything was wonderful. They gave it what they ought to give. Now, the major emotional part, Ife. So Obalola had two friends, Ife and Gifty, whom I thought were siblings, and they were not street kids making ends meet. And we now had a girl that both Ife and Obalola liked, but Ife left for Obalola to crush on her. The girl they were crushing on, Eniola, was the daughter of one of the big henchmen in the community. So Obalola got, by one fate or whatever, got his life turned around for a bit, and then got turned around again to what it is. I know a lot of people would have watched it, but just so in case some have not watched, I don't want to give out a whole lot of details to spoil it for you. So someone died, and it was so emotional. We saw it coming. I saw it coming, because I was like, okay, for this guy, your boss, to send you on this errand to go and kill someone, it shows that he either wants to test you to know if you are going to join the big leagues, or he wants to set you up. Either way, he is going to set someone to watch over you, and if you do not carry out the assignment, they will carry it out and kill you. As immediately as I finished saying it, we saw the guy in the shadows moving to carry out the work that Ife did not carry out. And if he was just walking on the road, I'm sorry I've spoiled this part already. If he was just walking on the road, plugged in his ears, and for someone that did not do a task, you should have been lurking in the shadows, be at alert, but he wasn't. I didn't expect that. Oh my Jade, oh my God. Long story short, I didn't want to cry. I did big girl. Even when they were doing his funeral, I did big girl. When the one that said something, the water came like this, but they did not let it drop, because I'm like, I cannot be crying in every movie. See, I'm on Instagram, I see pictures and videos of dogs doing something, I'm crying. So I'm like, big girl, you will not cry in this movie. That was the only saving grace. But my younger sister, she said she cried. She cried. The thing was moving. Oh my God. I didn't want it to cry, to consider that he is my love. That I already said him and Johnny Drew will come to my wedding, and I'm going to follow them home. They not killed him. See, I saw his poster just on this weekend, and it was like, why will you kill my boy? Why? Next time, put Chike in a movie from the beginning to the end. Don't let him die. Don't let anything happen to him. Okay? Thanks and God bless. Then aside that, so I like the social commentary. It talked about a lot of things. Their names even spoke about a lot of things. And it talked about how these people, a lot of good people that want to help the nation, do not actually get to do that. They tend to kill them. The bad people tend to kill them because to take them out of their ways for them to be able to do their nefarious activities. Someone's dad was killed because of his good act. Another dad was killed, or an adoptive dad, just edging for those that have not watched, because of his good act. No, you know that like the Yoruba adage says, igi tó pẹ́, igi tó dá kì í pẹ́ nígbó. that the good tree does not last long in the forest because, of course, the lumberjack will come and fall the good tree to make timber. So that's basically what that one entailed. And talked about how the war between good and evil had been going on for a long time across different generations. And so I liked how they portrayed Eniola. Going in, doing the Zikoku quiz, I was supposed to be Eniola, I was happy. Then I found out that, nah, this is someone I do not like. So I now understood the article that said the love angle between Eniola and Obalola is one that they never wanted to happen. Like, nah, this is a very bad person. Because she was idealistic, she had good plans. Oh, I'm going to be a chief justice and do this and do that and rid Lagos of these people. And then when she would travel out of the country and come back, even when the father said, oh, she insisted on coming back, I thought, oh, because she had plans to do something where I thought, oh, the story would go in the line of her and Obalola teaming up to bring down father and his cronies. Lo and behold, like I said, my dearly beloved, in honesty. My dear came back and I'm hearing, oh, I'm part of you and this and that, and the next thing I'm hearing, oh, please be careful with the luggage, there are so many expensive things inside. And I was expecting either one of the friends to say, "You don't want meaning, like, what are you talking about?" But not saying like that was when I raised my eyebrows, like, seeing something is different about this girl. And then she started saying a lot of things with Obalola. She was so oblivious, so out of touch. Your best friend or one of your guy you crush on is now your bodyguard, is now looking over you. You are not even bothered about his life. You're not even knowing more about him. You're not hanging out with your former friend. You're not all about Doc and all that. So immature. And then she came out with it. Oh, my father will be governor. Not if my father, not when. My father will be. I'm like, wow. So entitled much. So I now found out that, oh, she was not talking about power. How power is this and that. I'm like, so this girl is no longer the one that wants to, the idealistic self she is. She's now a spoiled brat and she has taken it for granted. And she was saying it wasn't her fault that she was born into this life. I'm like, the others asked to be born into this life. No, they did not. It was just all a matter of circumstances. You were lucky to be born into the family of a ruthless man that could kill a whole lot of people just to achieve his motives. And of course, some people were thought the main review was that who killed someone, but no, the main review was who killed someone that we did not even get to meet in the movie. And you're like, whoa. So it was the same person that killed this person and also killed another person and also killed another person just to achieve their aim. And the main commentary there is that the people in power put those under them, under some laws and rules that you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Why they go against others? So they say, oh, the world cannot eat its own young. But in reality, they have actually done that. They've actually backstabbed their own people just so what the ones can happen. You understand? And the evil ones that were actually there when someone's father was killed and all that, the assassins themselves, the one that sent them, they were all there when they're telling him, oh, you are the future king, you are the this, you are the that. Like, you don't know the people you have around you. And Obalola had to realize. So I feel like the movie had actually made us know that we could pinpoint that, oh, the person that killed Obalola's dad, adoptive dad, is someone close to him. But like, I feel like he knew, but he didn't come into the realization until the end scene. So when he said it, it wasn't something so great, like, oh, we could already suspect, understand. And he talked about how so I knew all these things. I was able to pinpoint it when I saw that the person that they thought was the big traitor was the albino who moved to Pasuma's group. And I'm like, for him to have moved, he actually found out who killed this guy. Now, I'd already suspected it, I knew. I'm like, for them to get to him so close like that, it must be someone very close to him that he would not have expected. Someone that backstabbed him. I wanted to make this review very short, unlike the previous one, and I think it's getting that long too. I didn't want to go there into all this. Long story short, it talked about a lot of social commentary. Even the very little things say a lot of things, and you have to actually think deep to actually see what they are portraying. But I don't know what the Nigerian government, especially Lagos State government, has against Jade Osiberu. They are always clamoring for our movies to be banned and taken off airways, just like they did for Sugar Rush. And This was a social media campaign that brought it back. I knew when I wanted to watch it at first, they said it was off air, and then when it came back, before I was able to watch it, like, see, this is not the first time. This is not the first country where filmmakers will try to do social commentaries, even expose the rots in the system of our government, or maybe police procedures and whatever, or even hospitals. Things happen, we watch it in other countries. You're not going to stifle us. I know we are in a dictatorship. I just want you saying it to your full chest. We are in a dictatorship, but please don't stifle us. Thank you very much. I'm trying to keep it very short. So at the end of the day, I liked the movie. My friend gave it a 10/10. I like it as much as I like Brotherhood, but I think I prefer it seems contradictory, but I think I prefer Brotherhood above it. Maybe because I watched Brotherhood in the cinema with the shout and everything, it was great. I knew that when I watched Brotherhood later, when it came to streaming channel and I played it for my cousin at home, it wasn't as great as when I watched it in the cinema. But the first watch I had of Brotherhood, I remember it was so great. I can't remember the review I gave Brotherhood, and I'll put it back since my old channel is off. I think I gave Brotherhood 9/10 or 9.5/10. So for the social commentary for how everyone killed their role, I think Brotherhood, so everybody killed their role. A lot of people, yeah, but a lot of people killed their role, yeah. So I think for the action, I prefer Brotherhood, but so I cannot compare them because they actually, should I say, action movies talking about criminals and whatever, but they are trying to show different aspects, and what's the motivations of each is different. And I'll give it a 9.75. That's over 10, but on over 5 rating, I'll give it a 4.75, something thereabouts. Yeah, that is almost all of the marks, but not all of the marks. You know, like Nigerian lecturers, A is for God, B is for me, C is for you. But in this case, it's almost A that I'm giving. It's even A. It's even A. Let's just say A plus, even A plus. I love the movie. I should not lie. And so many more. But let us end it here. It's long. What do you think? What do you think of my rating? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll put my review in the description. My reply to someone else's review, I'll put it in the description. I love you all. Thank you very much. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want me to reduce all my talking everything, just let me know. Thank you so much. I love you all. I had to quickly do a quick voiceover of some of the points I missed out in my rush to keep it short at the end of the day. So in the movie, you'll see that the movie was shot a long time ago, because this lady was still big, Eniola, Badmus, and you see that the movie kind of like predicted what will happen in the Nigerian election and didn't state it. So I like that it had been shot a long time and was left until after the election to release it. It made sense. I think they planned it and it made good sense. The other thing I want to talk about is how Eniola looked at Obalola and Gifty at the end. She looked at them with so much hatred in her eyes. I'm thinking, will there be a part 2? Will she want to try and avenge her father? And how will it end? And because it wouldn't be a stretch, because she liked power now and she might want to retain that power. Then the next thing is about how the people in power use people and dangle a lot of prospects in their presence. If he was unable to really think about the implication of this guy sending him on a task, that he had able-bodied men, experienced people that would have been able to clean up that act. So why was he the novice sent? But because they dangled him meeting a producer and all that, he didn't really think too deep, I guess. So that's how they dangle things in front of you and give you hard task. The guy already knew that he was going to use Ife. So he intentionally took him along and told him on the way, there's a producer, this and that. And you know that the guy will have to do a whole lot of things for him. That's how they keep people under their thumb. And they don't want people to progress. They always try to keep them within the system, keep them in poverty, so that they will always do their work for them, their dirty jobs, while they send their own kids out of the country and do the best for them and really want to protect them. He asked his own daughter to be protected while he's using people younger than her to commit so many atrocities. Then we had these people in the form of Tenny that pretend to be part of the people, but they are not. They are like, we are one of you, we are the masses and this, but they all care about themselves only. And that's That's what it was. They were saying about how, oh, I'm part of you, and next thing she's talking about, oh, this fancy thing, this, that, and in general, these bad people, they all use other people as pawns. They use them to set other people up. Kazim used Pasuma. They used him to cover his face when he killed someone else earlier, so that people would think he was the one, and like Pasuma was the one, and then they started fighting those ones. Whereas they'd gotten a lot of people out of the way and gotten what they wanted, and a whole lot of things like that occurred. Now this is very long.